Welcome to Kalampalaga Chess School. Every week we are conducting online tournaments in leeches, but not only in the standard position, standard starting position. We will give a different position, different openings, and we will discuss the position in our class, and we will make a video also to make it understand. Then we will do tournaments on that particular position to practice. So here in this week we are conducting French defense, Rubinstein variation. Last week we did advanced variation. E4, E6 French defense, and after D4, black tried to break the center with D5, and E captures D5, it's called exchange variation. E4, E5 is advanced variation. So the third choice, not actually third, it's not E4, E captures D4, D5 is not the best, and E4, E5 is not the best. All are different variation. Another option is playing knight C3. If suppose you don't want to make the position, if suppose you don't want to keep the position very static, because if E4 E5 then the position will be close, and you don't want to open it in the early stage. E4 D5, E captures D5 makes the position open, so you want some flexibility. If suppose you prefer flexibility, you can play knight goes to C3, because in the future you can close, or if you want you can open. Your opponent also have the same flexibility. If suppose they want, they can also captures D5 captures E4. If suppose they capture, you can develop the piece. Knight comes to F3. So in the next move you can develop your next. You can see this kind of same pawn structure against Caro-Kann also. But when you play knight C3, there is a chance for the black to make the position close or very static with bishop B4, because after bishop B4, if suppose you prefer, because E4 is under threat. Some people used to play bishop D3, but if suppose you prefer E4 E5, then bishop captures knight and pawn captures, then you can find the double to pawn. It's not weakness, but anyway, there is a static pawn structure, and you got the bishop pair as white. So the white players prefer to avoid the pin. You can play knight B D2, because after bishop B4 again there is a pin, but you have the option to block the pin with the C2 C3. So this is the idea behind the development of knight on D2. At the same time, you have your bishop activity is somewhat closed now, but not a big deal, because you are not going to do anything with the bishop G5 now, and there is no real threat you are going to handle with the queen G5 or queen H4, because in the next move you can play knight F3. You can chase the queen, and you no need to worry about the queen G4 or queen G5 or queen H4 or queen F6. Anyway, knight B D2. After knight B D2, the bishop B4 will not work. The theoretical recommendation is knight B D7 or knight F6 and bishop D7. Since I made the video for the intermediate level players, my recommendation is play the move C7 C5. Why? Because if you play knight F6 in the advanced variation, mostly after E4 E5, I recommend the move knight H6. Not only my recommendation, it is the theory behind the move. There is a theory actually: knight H6, knight F5 attacking the D4, and the C7 C5 attacking D4, knight C6 attacking the D4, and queen B6 attacking the D4. This is the logic behind the move. I know the move orders behind the every single move. The plan is D4 attacking D4, and for white they play C2 C3, knight F3. Sometimes the knight mostly will not be in the D2. So the queen will protect, and in some cases bishop D3, and they will do double O. In some variations, white will give up the D4 pawn for the open file or for the activity. The thing is, if I recommend now knight F6, you may get some confusions when to play knight F6 and when to play the knight H6. There is a simple idea. If suppose E4 E5, then there is no knight F6 chance. At that time you can play knight H6. But if you play knight F6, also a recommendable move, but if you play knight F6, then E4 E5, you will not get the F5 straight away, and you cannot play knight G8, knight H6, knight F5 again, waste of move. So the only logical move, knight comes to D7. If suppose knight F6 E5, then knight D7, and then C5, knight C6, it's okay. But for intermediate level, I don't want to give you create any confusions. So after D5, knight B D2, instead of knight B D7 or knight G F6 or knight B D7, I recommend the fourth option, C5. It is not giving any disadvantage to the black. Actually, it will help you to remember the patterns. In the advanced variation also you can attack the d4. In the Rubinstein variation also you can attack the d4 with the c5. So you can follow the third move very easily. You don't need to remember, you don't need to complicate yourself. Simply in French, as black, attack d4. That is the logic behind the c5. So c5 and e captures d5. It's not theory, this is the move chosen by Garry Kasparov. E captures d5, queen captures d5. The game is between Garry Kasparov and Anand Vishwanath Anand. Here at the time Kasparov was 120 points above than Anand. Anyway, Anand tried to complicate the position, and in many times Kasparov had a chance to draw the game, but he didn't. He also wants to complicate. He also fight for the result. So because of that only the game become a very exciting game. So after queen captures d5, d captures c5, bishop c5, knight g f3, simply development. Knight f6, bishop d3, development, and it will give chance for the white to do a castle, and here double O. Mostly I thought when I analyzed the game, I thought bishop d3, then white can do the double O, but here there is a surprise. In exchange variation also, Garry Kasparov used to play the move queen e7, and he used to play h3 and doing triple O and start to attack with the pawn against the castled black king. Here also he using the same technique, queen e2 and knight b d7. Here he played knight e4 simply to start exchange. Knight captures, bishop captures, and then bishop e3 maybe in the future, or bishop d2 and doing triple O. But Anand replied with b6. He is slowly improving his pieces. b6 helped the bishop to develop to b7. So knight captures c5, queen captures c5, and bishop e3 attacks the queen, and queen c7 and bishop d4. This is a very slow maneuver with a technique, actually with a plan. Mostly in the position, the beginners will choose to play g3 because they choose g3 and they are waiting for the bishop f4 to attack the queen. But g3 definitely it will help you to attack the queen in the future. But at the same time, after playing g3, the bishop b7, the light color diagonal is getting little weak. So bishop d4 and then bishop e5, the same plan. Maybe knight e5, knight captures, then bishop, there is a chance. So bishop e7, triple O, and knight c5. So after triple O, like Sicilian, it looks similar to Sicilian in many variations. Sicilian and French will look very similar. You can follow the queenside expansion as a black player in the French as well as in the Sicilian. Here this is the little open position, so the value of the bishop is so vital here. So after knight c5 we can trade the bishop. That is good for black because bishop attacks the h7, another bishop is also there. We can play anytime h4, h5. We can start to push the pawns to weak the black king. And Kasparov actually take the risk because the white king is also under attack. The c file is open, d file is open. We can activate our rooks in the open file. So knight c5 actually reducing the complexity of the game, as well as it reduces the mating materials from the white side. Bishop e5, knight captures d3, and actually behind the knight c5 there is a plan. Because after knight c5, if suppose bishop captures f6, it looks very awkward because g captures f6, black king is getting very weak. But the plan is, if suppose bishop captures f6, instead of capturing g into f6 straight away, you can play knight captures d3, whatever, queen captures or rook captures. Rook capture, I think Garry Kasparov preferred to play rook captures knight to activate the rooks to use it in the open rank. And afterwards we can play queen f4 attacking the king as well as attacking the bishop. Whatever they do, we can capture it. This is very drawish, and we got one good bishop. If you want to simplify the game, you can capture bishop captures knight. You can manage the position as black. So Kasparov, instead of attacking the f6, he first attacks the queen and wants to disturb the path. Queen comes to f4. No, he blocks it. I thought black will play queen e7 to protect the f6, but here the Anand continue the complications. He played knight captures bishop, rook captures it. He found another way to come to the f4 by playing queen comes to c4. It's not only attacking a2 as well as it can help the black to get back to the f6. If suppose bishop captures knight, again queen f4, and the queen captures queen giving check, as well as queen can capture the f6 in the next move. So queen c4. Anand did the plan, and Kasparov found it, and he played knight d4. Knight d4 stops the path to the f4, and then bishop e4, complicating again. Definitely, you cannot continue bishop captures, because bishop captures, rook is there and attacks the queen, and then mating attack also there, but not suddenly, but there is. Okay, after bishop e7, rook e3 attacking the bishop. Now the complication begins. Here the knight is hanging, because if knight moves out simply, then there is a chance rook captures bishop. And you suppose you maintain the position, then rook captures bishop, knight captures, then queen captures. Again, it is good for white, because white lost only the rook, but in return it got it will get knight and bishop. It is better for the the two pieces is better for the rook. But Anand complicated it and continue the position. Queen captures a2. If you play any moves like rook captures, then always there is a chance. Knight captures, queen captures, then queen a2. You can do skewer and get back the rook, instead of giving a knight and getting back one rook. So queen a2, bishop captures f6. Here is the very interesting move, and it is very hard to find. We have options like queen attacks the queen can give check with the a1, and you can get back the rook, or you can capture g into f6. G into f6, of course you will lose the materials, and you cannot tell simply I will get the material back with the queen a1 check, because king moves to d2, then queen captures, then queen check, king h1, then queen h5 to h4 to attack the f6. If you want to close the attack, if you want to block the check, you can play rook comes to g8, then queen captures f6, rook blocks the check and pinning on the pinned piece, putting pressure on the pinned rook, and another rook is coming to protect the position. Then another interesting move here, the move is knight comes to I think in this position you can play knight f3. Yes, knight f3, knight e5, and in this position you can attack the knight captures f7, and it will become a mate. You suppose you move any piece to protect the position, then queen captures g7 also there. So in this position, after queen captures a2, bishop captures knight, here Anand did the move bishop g6. So for this position I chose this game, because bishop g6, now Kasparov had two pieces, one piece ahead. Now bishop can escape, you can move the bishop, but if you suddenly move the bishop, now it is okay. If white escapes with the bishop, then we can give the same king a1 and queen a1 check, and king moves to d2, then queen captures rook. Because of the bishop, even though if you break the position, still the bishop will protect the g file. So it's now better for black. So bishop g6, afterwards rook attacks the queen, first blocking the chance, stopping the chance to give queen a2. Now queen comes to d5, and only good escaping square. Not only that, after bishop escapes, we can hit the knight. If suppose knight escapes from that square, then we can get the g captures f6. At least after 2 or 3 moves, Anand can get the piece back. But with the extra pawn, queen captures a2, we did right. Because of that, we got one extra pawn, and it become a added advantage in our ending. So h4, Kasparov started to complicate the position. Still bishop e5 and bishop g3. If you play h4, instead of h4, if you play bishop e5, then f6, and whatever you do, then wherever you escape, the queen can capture the d6, or if suppose you escape to g3, then queen captures the knight. And after this move, you can manage this position. It's okay. It's still okay for black and equal. But Kasparov started to handle this position a little in an attacking way. He played h4. After queen d5, he played h4, and g captures f6, h5, queen captures d4, h captures g6, h captures g6, and rook a h3. It's like the game is going to get over because of the mate, but Anand found the move f5. Rook comes, if suppose rook h8, then queen captures, rook captures, and king capture. It is manageable for black. Actually, black can play very well in this position. Having two extra pawns and connected rooks, it's easy to handle as black. So after h captures g6, rook h3, mating attack, and f5, finding way for the queen to help the king, as well as we can escape with the f6 square. Rook h4, f4. Actually, in the annotation, f4 is given as best move, but the engine is not recommending the f4. Engine is recommending queen c5, and it is telling very good for black. But for f4, the engine is telling you can also analyze it in your engine, available engine. f4 is not giving advantage. f4 is giving equality only to the position. But f4 is by the annotator f4. After f4, queen f3. Instead of queen f3, the Kasparov can try g3, but he played queen f3. Queen f3, rook attacks the c2. After rook captures f4, we can move, not only moving away, at the same time we can do mating attack. So rook captures f4, queen c5, c3, escaping from the mating attack, and king g7. Now we are completely relieved from the h7, h8, h7 mating attacks. So rook h4. Instead of rook h4, if suppose white play this move, it will be super interesting, because afterwards the f6 square is controlled by the queen. So for black, it is compulsory for black to go to the repetition or to the draw. Otherwise, the rook h7, king g8, and rook h8. I will make it in the board. If suppose you play any normal a5 or whatever, rook check, king g8, rook h8, king g7, and it will be a mate. So to escape away from the mate, the black can play only queen check, and king b1 or king. If you play king d1, it will be really a disaster, because black can attack with the rooks. So if you play king to the to b1, then you can forcefully exchange the position. By trading of the queens, you can not only blocking the f file, you can escape away to the f6. So it's okay to the black, and you can manage the position. But Kasparov played rook h4. He thought the rooks on the open rank, actually in the open place, will give more attacks to the queen, as well as it will do better cutoff. The game, queen e5, g3, and queen check, and rook d8 to do mating attack or to continue the attack. It will help the queen to continue the attack. And rook d4, queen e5, rook hf4. We move on a little fastly until you find a tactics, until we find one tactics here. Queen c7, queen e3, fork, but it's not a big fork to afraid of, because you can exchange the pieces. If suppose you prefer to capture the rook and attacking queen as well as attacking another rook, there is white can easily find a escaping way, queen check, and wherever you move, then you can capture it. So not a problem. So after rook captures it back, and queen moves to e4, and rook d5, g4, b5, g5, queen d6, f3, a5. So the a5, it's like a minority attack. A5 will release the tension in the queen side. Once the black is escaping away from the counter attack, then he can start to play for the advantage. Black is having an extra pawn in the king side. You can go on it. Otherwise, if suppose you miss to play accurate moves, the black can create counter attack against the black. White can create counter attacks on the pawns. For example, if you miss to continue the attack properly, then there is a chance for the white pieces to attack on the queen side pawns, and they will start to push the pawns to counter attack or to promote the queen. So here a5, simply to reduce the materials. Queen e2, queen e6, queen h2, idea to do counter attacks, but here Anand found a pin, queen f5, queen g3, queen d7, queen e1, b4. Now the game is getting interesting. After c captures b4, queen a4 check, b3 looks super strong, and but after b3, because if you play queen a2, king c3, again whatever, for example, whatever you try, then rook can also come and recover the position. But here Anand did queen a2 check. After king c3, here is the very interesting move. Queen moves to the a4, because after this capture, then you can play moves. For example, if you capture it, then you can continue the position with queen a3 check, and king c2. If suppose you escape to this square, then we can do checkmate. So after this, king moves to c2, then queen captures a4, again king c3, again queen a3, king c2. Now the move rook d3, because the next move, queen b3 checkmate. If suppose white can, of course white can stop the queen b3 checkmate by playing queen b1, then we can play queen c3 checkmate. So in the end game, the move a5, a4 give a good chance for the black, as well as his queen move, queen captures a3 and queen captures b3 and all. Okay, so this is the position for today's training game, nbd2, and we choose, I recommend the c5 as black, because it is easily memorable and it easily understand the idea behind the c5. Suddenly if white choose to play e5, advancing the position, then you can follow the same idea for advanced variation. Play the knight c6, again e4, e5, it's a blunder, because c5 can capture the d4. So for example, if they play knight f3, then you can continue with the knight c6. If they play e5, again e captures d4 is possible. If suppose they play c3, then you go for queen b6, e5, then knight e7, knight g6 also there, or knight h6. Also here we can play very happily knight h6, because there is no threat for bishop captures knight. Also because of the knight bd2, you can play knight h6, knight f5. So the c5 will help you not only against the Rubinstein variation, of course it will help you against the advanced variation as third move, and also it is easily to remember, and you can understand the idea behind the c5. Kalam Palagu.